It was a busy morning inside the grounds of Windsor Castle. Cranes were driven in, scaffolding put up. The mechanics of these long, very long established funeral plans now move into their final phase, albeit with what Buckingham Palace terms significant adaptations. At a nearby chapel, Prince Philip's two youngest sons, Andrew and Edward, attended a service. Afterwards, the Duke of York described his father as a remarkable man and said this about his mother.
The Queen, as you would expect, is an incredibly stoic person, and she described his passing as a miracle, and she's contemplating, I think is the way that I would put it. She described it as having left a huge void in her life, but we, the family, the ones that are closer, are rallying round to make sure that we're there to support her.
The Countess of Wessex, chatting to some of those at the service, spoke of the Duke of Edinburgh's death.
Probably people wear masks if they want to.
It was so gentle. It's just like somebody took you by the hand. Very, very peaceful. And that's all you want for somebody.
Later, she and Prince Edward were asked how the Queen was.
Thinking of others before herself. She's
as always.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But bearing up. But again, you know, it's just that wave of affection for him, and just those lovely stories. They just mean so much.
Prince Andrew's interviews about his father are the first he's done since retiring from public life in 2019. It followed the scandal surrounding his friendship with the sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The final list of who will make up the 30 allowed to attend the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral on Saturday has not yet been made public. The Prime Minister won't be there, Downing Street said, to free up a seat in St George's Chapel. COVID compliance now foremost in reshaping the choreography of the day. Although never planned as a state funeral, Operation Forth Bridge, as it's known, originally conceived of a funeral procession beginning in London, with the Duke's coffin taken at first on a gun carriage and then driven through the town here in Windsor, no doubt in view of thousands lining the streets. Now, the only procession will be within the castle itself. It'll last just a few minutes and there'll be no public access at all. Outside the chapel where Prince Philip was a guest at weddings in recent years, guns will be fired in salute, a bell will toll. Representatives of regiments he was bound closely to, including the Royal Marines, will play a major role. The Duke's naval cap and sword will be placed on his coffin. Princes William and Harry will walk to the chapel with others behind a Land Rover hearse. Amid much talk today of possible reconciliation amid fractured family relations, the former Prime Minister, Sir John Major, was asked for his thoughts on the matter.
The friction that we are told has arisen is a friction better ended as speedily as possible, and a shared emotion, a shared grief at the present time because of the death of their father, of their grandfather, I think is an ideal opportunity. I hope very much that it is possible to mend any rifts that may exist.
Tomorrow, MPs who've been recalled a day early from their Easter break will pay tribute to Prince Philip in the House of Commons.
A short time ago, I spoke to the Bishop of Dover, Rose Hudson Wilkin, who was also a chaplain to the Queen. I began by asking her for her personal memories of the Duke of Edinburgh.
I think my main memory of him was someone who actually puts people at ease. When I was received as one of Her Majesty's chaplain at Buckingham Palace, I remember him actually joking with my daughters. He wanted to know what I was feeding them on, why they were such big girls. My daughters are very tall. They're 6-footers, elegantly so, I should add.
You know, sometimes his jokes veered into what many people consider inappropriate or offensive. I wonder how you reflect on that and how it sits with multicultural Britain.
You know, I think we all need to sort of grow up and not be so easily offended at everything. And perhaps our ease at becoming offended by things says something about us more than it says about others. And you know, we need to be we need to be bigger than that. We should stop looking always to find something. It's as though we have to find something to be critical of, to be negative about. Why not let's just be positive, would be my response.
How do you think the Queen's role will change with the loss of her partner? Obviously, on a human level, she is grieving the loss of her husband, but there is also an impact on her as head of state, isn't there?
I hope she will be given time to mourn and feel that loss. And when she is ready, I am sure that she will be out there knowing full well that actually in spirit, her prince is always with her.
And in terms of the future of the monarchy, it's very likely that Prince Charles will take an increased role. I mean, he already has been as future king. How do you think that will change the monarchy and the impact that it has politically and the impact that it has socially in Britain?
There is this sense of continuity in the monarchy, irrespective of whoever is leading it. And so that sense of continuity brings stability, I believe. And, I'm sure there will be changes. I'm sure things will evolve. And I'm sure that the times will dictate how that looks. And it is my prayer and hope that whoever is in that role, that they will serve as well as Her Majesty has and is serving, and Prince Philip has served over so many years.
Bishop Rose, thank you very much for sharing your reflections with us.
Thank you.